Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you've chosen to tune in, however you've chosen to tune in, we thank you here from the Batcave. And I am your host, Adam Gerard, aka Red Thunder, and joining me as always are the incomparable Honey Badger, Terry O'Neill,
Hey guys.
and the luxurious Dad Knight, Braden Ahern.
Hello.
And look, I did introduce this as from the Batcave, but as we discussed on our last cast, it is of course changed now. Welcome to from the J-Law, and we're going to discuss all things Jennifer Lawrence here this week. So we haven't actually told Terry this; it's a surprise for him, but it's something me and Braden have been planning on. We've made him watch Batman films unnecessarily. So let's get into it. Braden, we watched the X-Men films this week, the originals and the X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past. And I don't know about you, but I think J-Law is probably the best part of those films, hand down. Hugh Jackman
absolutely superb. Those movies would just be garbage without her.
Absolutely.
I am really looking forward to her getting a solo movie.
Oh, it's going to be great, isn't it?
Hold that thing up real well.
It's going to be great. And look, I know that it's not in the realm of Batman or comic books, but have you seen any of the Hunger Games films?
I haven't, and shoot me for it because I know they're going to be amazing.
They are. Look,
because she's in it.
I'm not going to lie to you, right? I didn't think anything could get better than Twilight.
Yeah.
And then I saw them, and
See, right at that point when you
J-Law's
said nothing could be
incredible.
better than Twilight, and then you've just lost everyone. Cool, it's complete BS.
Yeah, I'm struggling to not lose it right now.
No, of course not. That was just a nice bit of trolling back on Terry to repay him for the hours and hours that we endure off microphone. So anyway, this is obviously from the Batcave, not from J-Law's cave. That would be disgusting, wouldn't it?
Apparently it's moist, soppy, and a bit cheesy.
Open.
Gaping.
You can fit a 1955 modified Plymouth through there.
Fantastic. And the interior's been recently decorated by the Riddler.
Yes. So, gentlemen, how are we this week? Are we all J-Law'd out?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Well, how are we otherwise? Do we feel like our lives are getting better in 2015?
I got a new shirt today. I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. It's an okay shirt. It's not great.
Yeah,
It's okay.
that's all right.
It's okay.
It's better than
I
a
think
shit shirt.
it looks like something that was in the sale bin at Walmart or something like
It's
that.
better. It's better than a shit shirt, isn't it?
And this is true.
I mean, look,
I am grateful.
whoever gave you this shirt, instead of complaining about it, you should probably thank them
Well,
and
they
not
don't
be an
listen-
ungrateful dick.
Well, they don't listen to the show. That is fine. They don't listen to the show. They'll never know. They'll never know.
Well, that's okay then, because if they listened to this show and they'd given you this present, they'd taken the time and the effort to buy you a nice Christmas present. And sure, it might have taken a little while to turn up in the post. And look, it's not going to be arguing that, sure. But they've gone to the trouble of doing this, and you've just shit on it like it's nothing.
Look, I
like
didn't
it's
say it
just
was a shit
nothing.
set. It was nice. It's a nice
It's just
shirt.
unbelievable.
It's comfy.
You are just something else, aren't you? You are the bat nipples of a friend. That's how I view you now. In terms of friendship level, there's Braden. He sits around like Gotham's Alfred Pennyworth, right? And then you got our other co-hosts have been on. We got Justin. We got Mr. CrossFit. We got the president. They also the president's a little bit higher because she's near the room right now. She might kill me if I don't say otherwise. But the other guys sit around a nice level. They're respectable, they're respectable Cesar Romero's mustache level of friendship, and you're down here at bat nipples. That's where you stand. You're not even good enough to be the crotch piece.
The cod piece. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fantastic.
You're the nipples.
You're acting as if you're the one who gave me the shirt.
Well, I'm not.
No, that's what you're saying. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that. No, that's.
I'm just saying that if I gave you the shirt, I'd be offended.
Like.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's what it sounds like.
You're a scumbag. Well, moving on.
Yes.
Moving on to 2015 in TV. We got a very exciting start and then a very exciting not start because they didn't do it. Luckily, we missed a week because they missed a week.
No, that was totally intentional.
But Gotham decided to come back for a week with a great episode and then didn't give us anything.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the prom date where you're like, they let you you touch the boob, you get to touch the fat nipple a little bit and you enjoy it. And then suddenly they're like, well, the limo's here. I got to go home.
Yeah, I'm telling you, pumpkin in 15 minutes.
Like, fuck. Don't tease my ball. Like, bitch, you got my balls bouncing here. Don't take a week off. Be like, at least be like Arrow and Flash and be like, look, we'll just come back in 2 weeks when we can be all here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Get on it, Gotham. Get your shit together, you dirty scumbags. That's all I'm saying.
Ladies and gentlemen, the day of the week is scumbags.
The day of the week.
The day of the week is scumbag
The day of
day.
the week of scumbags.
It is.
That makes perfect sense.
Exactly. I'm a honey badger. Just shut the fuck up.
Well, with that in note, it's time for This Week on TV.
My name is Oliver Queen. After 5 years in hell, I have come home with only one goal: to save my city. To the rest of Starling City, I am someone else. I am something else.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. A friend recently gave me the idea for a new name, and something tells me it's gonna catch on.
James Gordon. Alfred Pennyworth. We're gonna get the guy that did this, sir.
New boy, are ya?
You'd say.
Good luck, mate.
Well, this week on TV, we had ourselves Gotham episode 11. Is that correct? It was 11?
I believe it was 11.
Cool,
yeah.
yep. Rogues Gallery, or as I'm calling it, Barbara's a dirty, dirty whore, and guess what's coming to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a nice episode for Karma.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the Karma Pendulum came back at full tilt. With
Now,
no rest.
is just a question, is the Karma Pendulum what powers the clock in
Yeah.
Barbara's house? Because
Yeah.
there's nothing else that actually powers that
Yeah.
that I can see. So,
So every time she actually does something good, it actually goes forward a minute. Every time she screws up and screws someone over, it goes backwards. So that's why it's always
fuck
at
me,
the
is that
same
clock
time.
just running in reverse
Yeah,
constantly?
yeah. That's why it's always either at the same time
Yeah.
or
Later.
exactly. That's
Or
how it
earlier,
works.
I should mean.
Either way.
Yeah, where did you
Either way, it's fine. Anyway, after a short recap where we left off in mid-season, we come back to a play being performed at Arkham Asylum by the inmates. During the play, an inmate attacks one of the actors, prompting Jim to intervene, as he is now a guard. Later on in the infirmary, Jim is getting chewed out by Director Lang. Lang threatens Jim with further punishment. We are then introduced to Dr. Leslie Tompkins, a doctor from the women's ward of the asylum. After a brief flirtation on Leslie's side, noting Jim's fall from grace and stating that he is not quitting being admirable, he eventually will be doing the right thing. We then have Selena Kyle finding Ivy in an alleyway, seemingly falling ill. Selena makes the decision to take her to Jim's residence, knowing that it's empty, hoping to aid Ivy's recovery. Down at the dock, Penguin arrives to try and put the squeeze on some local fishermen by raising the taxes. The fishermen have promptly called the police, who dismiss Penguin's authority and lock him up in Gotham City Police Department. Back at Arkham, we see Jim approach the Frogman, the inmate who was involved in the early assault, only to find him passed out in his cell chair. Dr. Tompkins examines the Frogman to discover that he has received a crude electroshock therapy normally used to induce behavioural changes. Lang arrives and insists that it's an in-house issue due to the Frogman being alive and doesn't feel the police should be called in. Jim still wants to bring the police department, but Lang shuts him down, saying that Jim should just do an in-house investigation. In an initial think-through, Jim thinks it's a staff member, not an inmate. Approaching a guard named Stephen, it's discovered he has lost his keys in the earlier attack, raising suspicion on an inmate. Over at Fisher's Club, Fisher's chatting to Jim Savino, who is the second in line for Falcone's position, regarding the current seniority positions. Fish suggests if something was to happen to Falcone, that she should be in charge. Back at Arkham, we have a small montage of Jim interviewing inmates regarding the assault and missing keys. Fish is then seen talking to Butch regarding Jim Salvino. Butch convinces Fish to let him go chat to him, citing his history with Salvino. At Arkham, we see someone experimenting or torturing someone with electricity. Jim is then awoken later by an inmate banging on an interior gate. To his discovery, it is the assault victim from earlier on. Over at the infirmary, Dr. Tompkins examines him and discovers he has also been electrocuted and now can only quote Shakespeare. Jim expresses concern for Tompkins' well-being, saying that it may be a staff member. Lang then starts yelling at Jim at the idea that it may be a staff member. Jim says it doesn't matter, as he's already called the police. Over at Montoya's apartment, we see Barbara the whore wake.
Boo. Boo. Die, you blonde bitch.
Yeah. Barbara waking up from what seems like a drug-induced sleep, with Montoya bringing her coffee. Then a brief conversation results in Barbara being upset by being informed that the whole fling relationship was a mistake. Sucked in whore. Now, the man... I cannot.
I hate this bitch, man. Like I said to you, this is the Skylar White of this show. He's the like. I don't know how they're ever going to make me feel sympathetic for this character unless it turns out, I'm pregnant with like the Joker's cancer AIDS carrying baby. Then maybe a little bit, I'll be like a little bit of simpy, but otherwise, you're getting what you deserve, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Bitch face Barbara.
Yeah, basically. I'll bring up a comment that you raised a couple of weeks ago. But my man of the episode, Harvey Bullock, rocks up to the asylum to start the investigation and proceeds to basically poke the bear. If you watch the episode, you'll know exactly what I'm on about.
Mm-hmm.
Bullock takes Lang to the GCPD and claims the case is an official police matter for assault. Butch and Savino are at the docks talking and reminiscing about the old days when Savino makes Butch an offer, saying that if Butch jumps ship to his crew, he'll get whatever he wants as a welcoming gift. Butch takes some time to think about it.
I believe he actually also says, whatever I want.
Whatever I want. A brief scene at the Gotham Police Department, we have Bullock teasing Penguin about his current predicament behind bars. Over at Fish's Club, Butch has returned to talk to Fish regarding the meeting. Butch says that he is working on it and he needs a little bit more time, but he remains optimistic. Gotham, over at the police department, Lang is talking to Bullock regarding electroshock therapy, so as to try and narrow down a suspect. Bullock tells Lang that he isn't the type to do this because he likes rules and is afraid of authority.
Mm-hmm.
Over at Arkham, Jim is going through staff records when Dorothy, a med nurse, drops off a cup of coffee. Jim asks her if there is a basement where there might be any more records. Over at Gotham Police Department, Bullock is still talking to Lang and asks him what's the first face that pops into his head, and then the penny drops for apparently everyone, except for Bullock. And it's revealed that it may just be a she. Over at Arkham, Dorothy is taking Jim downstairs when Dr. Tompkins intervenes and is shooed away by Jim. Suddenly, Dorothy throws Tompkins into Jim and runs. As Dorothy is running away, she unlocks all the cell doors and releases the inmates. Dorothy catches up with Tompkins, who is on the run, but is trampled by the other inmates. Jim catches up with Tompkins and yells at the inmates, telling them to get back into their cells, but to no avail, but they still narrowly escape. At Jim and Tompkins. I should just point that out.
Did the inmates escape?
No, I don't think
they didn't escape?
No,
That's okay then.
No,
it's okay.
It's okay. Not yet. Over at Jim's apartment, Barbara calls and has Ivy answer the phone. And Ivy feels like being a little shit and pretending to be a hooker, basically. Barbara gets all upset and pissy in her pants and tells her to go to hell. Over at Gotham's...
That's because Barbara's a total bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know if we made this clear. She's a bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Back at the police department, Jim, Harvey, and the captain are going over what happened and reveals that Dorothy was an inmate since the age of 16, when she was a nursing student. The captain mentions that she would bring back Jim in a heartbeat, but sadly she can't. Maroney arrives at the police department and gets Penguin out and lets him know that he left him in there because Penguin is overstepping his boundaries by trying to raise taxes on fishermen of all people, reminding him to remember his place in the order of things. At the police department, it is revealed that Dorothy was just another victim of the would-be electrocutioner. Switching to Arkham, an inmate named Aaron has the keys, releasing himself and another inmate named Gruber, also killing Lang in the process. Jack Gruber has left a letter for Jim saying that it was he who was experimenting on the inmates with electricity and hopes to see Jim again in the near future. Jim finally arrives home. Barbara is not there, but he sees dishes on the side table. Down at the docks, we have Butch meeting Savino to talk over the deal. Butch brings up a theft when he was 14 he did with Savino, so that he didn't split the shares evenly with Savino and felt bad ever since. Savino forgives him and says it's all good. Then Butch proceeds to pull out a revolver and put a bullet in the man's head. End of ep.
Now, can I just point out, I really like to recap just because I don't think we get enough recaps or get to talk about enough things where things happen down the docks.
Yeah.
So two things happen down the docks in this. I like going down the docks. That's good storytelling when you go down the docks.
You always know something
Shit's going down when you're down the docks.
Absolutely.
Nothing. I've never seen a film where people go down the docks and it's just like, what happened down the docks? Oh, we went on a ride and got an ice cream. No, in movies, why'd you go down the docks? Well, we were looking for cocaine and I need to dispose of a body. Yeah. And there was a big police shootout. I mean, why wouldn't we go down the docks? Yeah. What else is there? What is at docks? I don't own a boat because I'm afraid to go to the docks.
Yeah. I was watching this episode with a mate of mine, Dr. Bang, and
Dr. Bang.
Dr. Bang. It's a very long story.
Is that because he's good with explosives, or he likes to bang? He likes to bang. Okay, cool. Dr. Bang it is. Well, Dr. Bang, shout out to you.
I know, and he did mention something very interesting. It was a very Sopranos-esque episode.
It was.
It was very heavy on that mob undertone. It was very nicely played. Once again, I like the fact that it's reinforced that Barbara's a complete bitch.
Oh, Barbara's shit. Total shit.
But I actually enjoyed the introduction of Dr. Leslie Tompkins.
Yep.
Yes.
I did a bit of research, and I'm like, ooh, if they're going where...
Yeah, I'm pretty
I've
sure
been
they
told,
are.
like even the romantic side of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
You know, but this was a great kickoff to the start of the
next part of the season.
Yeah, the second half of the season, I should say.
Yep.
So it's just annoying they left us hanging for a week, really.
Yeah. Although I wonder if that's partially by design, because perhaps Jim's getting back onto the force quickly. So it's just, we put him in Arkham, we've given you that story, now we're going to reset. Harvey was the best part of this episode for me, though. I just adored it. All of his scenes in this were just delightful. I really think that the actor playing, I think it's Donnell Long,
I'll check.
Anyway, the actor playing it, I have a lot of time for. He's very talented. He can do both comedy and drama, which is great. But I'm getting the fact now he's really feeling this character and really feeling at home in the skin of it.
Yeah,
and you can feel that. I really appreciate that. So I'm hoping that we get a bit more Alfred and Bruce though in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I like watching young Bruce on screen because he is actually quite naturally gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not playing a hugely different
the way
role,
they've been doing it so far, though, he's in it the right amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's still a Batman show. Ultimately, you've still got to have him in there from time to time, I think. And
absolutely.
I think Alfred's more of what I'm missing.
Yeah,
I really do miss Alfred.
Yeah.
Last time I seen Alfred, it was Dark Knight Rises Alfred, and I missed.
You want to get the taste out of your mouth?
Yeah, see, I went back and actually I've done like a full recap on season 1, 2, 3 of Arrow, season 1 of Flash, and all of Gotham just to get those tastes out of my mouth.
Nice.
Yep.
So what do you think of Rose Gallery? Right. Oh, just before you do that, what was his name, Terry?
Sorry, give me a second. Yeah, Donald Logue.
Oh, I was so close.
L-O-G-U-E.
That's
Or Loogie.
It's late, isn't it?
It'd be Logue, surely.
It's Logue.
I wouldn't want to call that man Loogie to his face.
Yeah, no.
He looks intense. So sorry, Braden. Your thoughts on Rose Gallery?
Yeah, enjoyed it. I mean, been missing these shows, so it was good to sort of get this one back.
Yeah.
I guess I really liked the mob sort of side of it, like you were saying before. It was a bit dark, and I forget the character's name, the guy who shot his mate in the head.
Butch,
that's right.
the man who would be Butch.
But yeah, I kind of felt like he only really did that because Fish was sort of getting on his scent that he was crossing her.
See, yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll let you keep going, and I'll bring up something in a second.
Well, that was pretty much all I was going to say.
Oh, because Penguin's kind of turned Butch from memory, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had.
So maybe it was a double-edged sword thing. Like maybe if I take this dude out, like the Falcones are going to be weaker. But at the same time, Penguin's playing a very dangerous game, playing Falcone and Maroney at the same time. So it could have been for the Penguin, it could have been for Fish, it could have been
if I take one stone thing.
Yeah. So if I take this dude out, why not? More money for everyone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I took away from it.
But more importantly, Terry, you said that you were going to bring up a point that I brought up last week, and I like knowing that I'm the smartest person in any given room. So please, where was I right this time?
I'm trying to remember it. We were actually talking.
I understand it'd be confusing. There's a lot of times that I'm right.
No, actually, I've completely lost that train of thought.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
That's a shame because I know it would have been good because I'm always right.
No, it actually had nothing to do with you.
It was a
being
comment
right.
that I brought up
coming back. It was a couple of weeks ago. For the life of me, I can't remember. Maybe that's just maybe how I file you in my brain. Like not that important, so just go to the rubbish tip.
That must be it. Yeah.
Empty recycling bin every week.
That must be it. Or you're just not professional enough to actually be able to remember your thoughts 30 seconds later on a fucking radio show.
No, generally I empty recycling bin at 11 o'clock every Saturday night when we do this. So just to delete Adam Gerard from my memory. I like our producer. Adam Manny's a good guy.
I know who that is.
Huh?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He's the brainchild behind all this.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you were just hired off the street.
Yeah, well,
We needed an egotistical
they needed
retard.
they need somebody who was right to be on the show as opposed to you two clowns.
Sure.
So, well, any last thoughts before we leave Gotham for this week, and we hopefully this week get another episode that we can enjoy thoroughly. Anything we want to see going forward, or anything that from this we've got questions or anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I can see how he's now going to get back into the police force catching this electrocutioner guy.
Yep.
I did sort of think briefly when they were going with calling him the electrocutioner, did sort of go, oh, that was one of the assassins in Arkham Origins, but
Did some research.
they're two very different people, so I don't think it's the same character.
Well, it kind of, from what I read on, obviously I go through Wikipedia and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And from what I've read, the electrocutioner, apparently that's a name that sort of got passed down sort of like in the family.
Trickster.
Yeah, sort of like that. So from what I read, the original electrocutioner helped Penguin with his trick umbrellas and all that sort of thing. So it's
Yeah.
kind of, he can end up being an important character to the Penguin plot, I suppose.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Back Then on our TV, our other segment.
Remember then.
And we're going to talk, going back to the 90s, 90 Flash. And Brayden, I believe you have a lovely synopsis for us.
I do. So obviously we've gone back to the 90s. We did on our last episode as well to mainly look at Mark Hamill as the Trickster as he's coming into our current day Flash series.
Yep.
So this is part 2 of that with our the final episode of the 1990s Flash series,
Yeah.
Trial of the Trickster. So we start out at the front of the city courthouse where the Trickster is standing trial for his previous crimes. A woman is seen making a scene, trying to get into the courthouse, claiming she has evidence for the case. The people of the city have become quite interested in the Trickster and have gathered to see him. Barry and Julio arrive, followed by the Trickster arriving in costume, and he vows revenge on Barry Allen, Megan Lockhart, the Flash, and Central City for crossing him, because nobody tricks the Trickster. In the courthouse, Barry is talking with Julio about how
Beautiful pronunciation.
Julio.
Julio, the rare black Spaniard.
about how he is worried that James Jesse, aka the Trickster, will be let free because of the hotshot lawyer he has, who has in the past gotten another man off free of murder when there was video footage of him committing the crime. Megan Lockhart arrives and is briefly reunited with Barry. She apologises to Barry for not being in touch, as since she brought in Trickster, she has had a lot of clients wanting her to work for them. Megan moves
can I just
along and
interrupt
says
here?
she'll be in contact
So,
with...
sorry, Brayden, just to jump in, because there
Yep.
was something that I don't know if I missed. Because obviously I've only watched the 2 Trickster episodes. I haven't gone back and watched the full thing yet.
Yep.
Wasn't she a cop the last time we saw her?
No, she was.
No, she was
bounty hunter.
like a PI or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
I thought she was a cop in the last
No,
one, so I
in-
got very confused. I thought she was a detective.
No, what happened was she got turned around and she said somehow she was chasing Jesse,
Yep.
or James Jesse, and then all of a sudden he's chasing her. So she's a bounty hunter. She's
Yeah.
Right, thank you. That was the little part that I missed. Because in this one, I'm like, that's not how policemen work, huh? I don't think I can just get in the company like, excuse me, if I give you $100, you like do some shit for me on the side?
Well, maybe in Gotham.
In Gotham.
In Gotham. Central City. This is Central City where it's always sunny. And you give your villains funny code names.
And great costumes.
And fantastic costumes.
Anyway, sorry, Braden. Continue with this
Oh, great.
synopsis. I just wanted to interrupt there and find out what the story
That's
was.
right. So Megan moves along, says she'll be in contact with Barry. The same woman from earlier who was making a scene is doing so again, still trying to get into the courthouse, but this time claiming she's carrying the Trickster's child. As the case begins, Trickster is causing a scene and his lawyer is trying to calm him down. She gets in close to talk to him and he takes a pin off her jacket without her noticing. The lawyer asks the judge if they can move the trial to another location, as she feels they won't get a fair trial in Central City.
Which is a very valid point to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And one that they should have listened to if they're actually going to
Yep.
follow the legal system.
Trickster is not happy with this. He breaks free of his handcuffs with the pin that he took and goes to attack Megan. She fights back and knocks him down. Trickster is once again restrained. The judge postpones the trial pending psych evaluation. The same lady from earlier yells out, "He's too good for you, tramp."
Can I just jump in here? That bitch had the worst hair of anybody I've ever seen.
I know.
It was the 90s, man.
No, that she had that hair in like Citizens on Patrol Police Academy 4. That was like 87, 88.
Yeah.
Her hair has always been horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Sorry
was
to
it?
interrupt
Which?
you, I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
We'll bring that. No.
Yeah, we'll go into that later on. Sorry to interrupt there, but yeah, I just wanted to point out now, because I'm going to get into the hair later on, because it disturbed me throughout this episode. But here's my first one. Her hair, not my man.
Then we go to Barry and Tina McGee having lunch in a restaurant. They run into Megan and Barry asks her when can they get together. Megan doesn't give an answer, saying she is meeting her agent for a drink and that she's getting book and movie offers. Barry and Tina leave. In the prison, Trickster is refusing to cooperate with his lawyer. Mail arrives for the Trickster and the officers say to him that he is very lucky and must have a secret admirer. The letters are left for him and everybody leaves. The letters are then all revealed to be love letters and a puzzle. Trickster puts them together to reveal a message that reads, "I'll get you out," signed by Prank, who is, of course, Trickster's female sidekick that he was trying to get Lockhart to be previously. We go back to the courtroom where Trickster is being brought in, but is not in his costume this time. He's dressed nicely and in a suit. He appears to be regretful for his actions. His lawyer asks for permission for Trickster to address the court. Trickster then goes on to say how sorry he is and how he was battling with demons in his head and wishes he could have stopped killing people. The woman in the court who types everything that is said, I don't know what they call that person.
Stenographer.
Yeah, that. She then pulls out a remote and presses a button to reveal a teddy bear on roller skates dressed as the Trickster, which rolls out into the courtroom. The head of the bear flies off and laughing gas, comes out to fill the room. Prank, the woman who activated the bear, puts on a gas mask, then releases Trickster, giving him a mask also. Trickster and Prank then escape. They then head to a toy shop that Prank owns, and she professes her love for him and lists all the crimes that she has committed for thrills and says that being with the Trickster is the ultimate thrill. They then go into planning onto taking revenge on Megan and the Flash. We then go to Megan's hotel room where she's getting bombarded with phone calls. Barry runs in, puts all her calls on hold. He isn't happy that she hasn't made an effort to catch up with him. She says that she has bigger problems with Trickster on the loose and shows him a package that she received from him in the mail. It's a dead rat with a note saying some discolouring may occur after dying the Trickster. P.S. Give my best to the Flash. Barry offers her police protection, but she declines and asks him to move to San Francisco with her to work for the agency. She then tells him to think about it. She tells Barry a bunch of places that the Trickster may be hiding and asks him to check them out. She also asks for records of female mental health patients to track Prank. Barry declines and leaves, saying that he will find him by himself. Trickster has now taken over the local news station and is doing a broadcast to send a message to Lockhart and the Flash. Lockhart gets there first to find everyone tied up. Flash runs in and they find a man on a chair with his back to them. Flash spins the chair to reveal a dummy and it spits out a gas at the two, causing them to sneeze uncontrollably. Trickster and Prank escape into their car, and as they are driving off, it pours a sticky substance out the back all over the road. Flash gives chase but gets caught in their trap. Trickster knocks out Flash with a mallet and they capture him. Flash wakes up to find himself chained to a chair with Trickster and Prank in the room. Prank tries to take off his mask, but Trickster says no as he has more fun with him as the Flash. Trickster brainwashes Flash into working alongside him. Megan has met up with Tina and they are working together to find Barry. Trickster is riding through Central City on his new rocket-powered scooter, raining havoc by shooting up buildings, and is followed by Flash, who is destroying parking meters. The police try to stop them and an officer shoots at Trickster. Flash catches the bullets and throws them back at the officer's feet. Trickster then starts throwing bombs and blowing up cars. Flash and Trickster take off and is met by Prank in an alley, who is upset that they have had all the fun without her. Back at the police station, they're calling in SWAT and others to help take down the Flash. Tina and Megan have worked out that everything that the Trickster has been using since he escaped has come from Clark's toys. Tina says that they should be able to cure Flash of being brainwashed with a shot of adrenaline. They then go to Clark's toys and find Prank tied up there. She tells them that Trickster plans to put the city on trial. They go over to the courthouse to see Trickster dressed as a judge, and Flash brings in the judge from his own trial and his lawyer. Flash reads out that they are on trial for crimes against good taste. And Trickster asks if the jury have reached a verdict, and Flash acts as every member of the jury racing between seats and saying guilty. Trickster then sentences them all to death and asks Flash to carry out the execution. Flash ties a noose around the judge's neck, but then his conscience kicks in and can't go through with it. Trickster goes to shoot Flash, but is shot at by Megan. Flash grabs Tina by the throat, but she talks him out of his hypnosis. Trickster gets up and grabs the lawyer and says he has a bomb. He escapes, gets onto his schooner, which Tina has rewired to blow when he starts it. He's blown off and then rescued by Prank in a truck, then she again professes her love for Trickster. He kicks her out of the truck and police pull up to arrest her. Flash chases after Trickster in his truck, who starts dropping cars off the back of it, which are rigged to blow. Flash gets caught in the blast but gets up and keeps chase again. He gets into the truck with Trickster, who pulls out a bomb to blow the both of them up. Flash grabs Trickster and gets him out of the truck. We then skip ahead to see Trickster locked up in a padded room. And then the episode is finished by Barry thanking Tina for her help and turning down Megan's offer to work with her in San Francisco before saying his goodbyes to her. The end. The end of the series.
Yeah, I don't think they knew it was going to be the end of the series. I really think they would come. I really thought they would come back for another year, but I think they spent too much money blowing up every fucking car they could find, and they
spent too much money on Mark Hamill, probably.
Yeah.
Does the relationship between the Trickster and Prank remind you of anyone?
Yes,
I've got that written down as well.
Yes.
Is it somebody who like
Laughs a lot?
Yeah, and a name the
He's
female's
played by
name
Mark
would rhyme
Hamill.
with like Farley Pin.
No, I don't
Maybe we could call him the Toker. Would that work?
Maybe, yeah.
The Poker?
Yeah. Boat, no.
The Boatner?
Coker? No.
No.
Doker? No. Foker.
Loker?
Zoker? Yoker?
Yoker, there we go. He's the Yoker. Yeah, that would work well.
Yeah,
Because you know what would be good about that?
That's his fist?
Well, you see, yokes. That's like what when you make a joke, it's called making a yoke. So the perfect name for somebody who makes jokes a lot would be the Yoker.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Problem solved. He's the Yoker.
Excellent.
This was a good episode. That's all, Matt. That's what I'm going to say. Aside from our farting around, this was a good. So, like, of the 2 episodes I've seen, I don't understand why they cancelled this show in today's world. This would be like
It'd be brilliant.
amazing.
Yeah.
See, I'm disappointed. That's
Well, it's coming to today's world
well,
That's
it's not
true.
the point though.
with Mark Hamill. So I'm very excited to see this. It's
Oh God, Mark Hamill.
going to
in
be a
this
whole
thing.
new level of crazy. And
Mark Hamill in this movie. I'll admit, I'm a Star Trek over Star Wars guy in the first place. So for me, I didn't really ever hold Star Wars close to my heart.
Yeah.
So Luke Skywalker for me always was a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, that is the general.
Yeah, and
He is a bitch.
But
He
to
is the
see Mark
universal
Hamill
bitch.
in this, where he's doing psychotic, straight, he's impersonating somebody. It's just like, holy shit! This dude has so much range, and he just got fucked over because when he was young, he took a role in something that went on to become so big that he wasn't allowed to do jack shit else.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
He is Adam West. He is the Adam West of his generation.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're not that far
Like a
off each
decade
other's
later.
age.
Same
Yeah, it's about a
generation.
decade, yeah.
A decade? Come on, that's enough. That's enough to be a different generation.
Sometimes maybe between, No.
What's a decade?
about right.
A decade is a fair amount of time.
Descartes, Picard. Oh my god.
Now, there's 2 things from your review that I wanted to bring up, Braden.
Yep.
When the Trickster goes into court, or normal, he wears glasses, and he didn't bring
does.
that up. And I think that's important because I think on the way in he might have actually fixed some of the computers. So that's very important to the plot.
Yep.
Because glasses, I know that means he's expert in computers.
Yep.
So that's one thing you've got to bring up. Now, secondly, you mentioned as well the head of the bear. Is that Ra's al Ghul's brother or cousin or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from the League of Shadows, whereas Ra's the League of Assassins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
It's Raz's younger, not so deadly brother, the head of the fluffy bear, the head of the soft toy.
Yeah.
It's his brother who went on to join the carnival.
Yeah.
I'm the head of the fluffy bear. Get the ring over these balls, and I will give you a bear.
Yeah, that's it. They went on to form Toys R Us.
Now, there's something that right at the beginning of this I got taken out because Richard Belzer at this point evidently had not acted before because he sucked. But the other thing I'd like to point out is that that's not how a microphone works. And I'll point that out by I'm going to hold my microphone, for you people at home, interactive radio. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to hold my microphone the same way he did. Tell me if you can hear me. Yeah, I'm here with the Flash, and we're going to talk about some stuff and see some other stuff. What's going on? I'm just going to stand here because I don't know how to hold a fucking microphone because I'm an idiot.
He went to he founded the same school Grant Gustin went to in regards to prop management. Yeah, they were out.
It's probably the same prop guy who works on both Flashes.
Yeah, and he's probably like, Jesus Christ, guys, I've shown you
Makes sense.
a dozen
It's
times.
just it's because he's just sitting over there smoking a stogie. They're like, "Can we get some help with this?" I'm on break.
He's got a voice like Scruffy Fruit Charmer.
I'm on break. Gonna read some porno.
Scruffy don't help no with no props.
Scruffy not here to tell you how to put on gloves.
Scruffy put them on the table. You're responsible for your own props. Deal with it.
I love the fact Trickster turns up to his trial in his costume.
Yeah.
It's just fucking mental as anything.
I think that's the same school of thought where Val Kilmer's Batman will testify in court in the bat suit. Mm-hmm. So it's good. I like this DC continuity. It's good.
I also love that Barry in this episode is the clingiest motherfucker ever. Like, bitch,
no.
why didn't you call me? Like, why didn't you call me? Come on, you should have called me. I'm the fastest man alive. Why didn't you? I'm a superhero, for fuck's sake. Why didn't you call me?
They didn't do a crying game montage where he's crying eating a tub of Ben and Jerry's chocolate chip ice cream.
I'm surprised.
You don't call me no more.
I'm surprised the episode didn't end with him being like, you never called me, and all I wanted was for you to go away to San Francisco, and then one day I'd come to San Francisco and I'd see you at a cafe,
and
we'd look at each other.
I'd be drinking me latte.
Yeah, and I'd be
Tina
eating
McGee
lots
would be
of stuff
sitting on the
because I'm
other
really, really hungry, so I eat a lot, and we'd look at each other, and I'd know that you know I'm the Flash, and you'd know that I know that I'm the Flash, and we'd never see each other again. That's what I thought was going to happen. Isn't that how these
That's
work?
all I ever wanted. That you made it.
Oh, I'm still pissed off about that film, and it's been like 2 weeks.
Tight.
It's been about 3 years, but I'm still pissed off. Anyway,
We're all angry.
Mark Hamill ate the fucking scenery in this show. Can we all agree about that? Like, I'm watching it on a projector screen, and I was worried that he was going to come out through the screen and hurt me at certain points. He was fucking intense.
Yeah.
He's like, legitimately, he is my man for this episode. I'm not even going to lie.
He's
He is
phenomenal.
my man. He was just...
When it comes to like character acting and things like that, he's probably one of the best that I've seen.
Oh, God. And considering that this came before the animated series, it's very nice to see that he evolved this into the Joker.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing in the next Flash episodes. I'm fairly certain he'll de-evolve his Joker into a trickster.
Yeah, or a very tired trickster, and as soon as like he hears there's another trickster on the scene, then he'll just like snap.
Well, see, the thing that I found is I didn't see this so much as this trickster being the Joker. To me, it felt more like Mark Hamill was doing an homage to Frank Gorshin's Riddler.
Yeah.
More than anything, because the Joker's laugh in the animated series is that very throaty kind of thing, whereas this trickster's laugh was that kind of thing.
So that's kind of how he does it in the video games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like the wee little ones. But if you watch, because I'm a big fan of watching how Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill voice act, you'll actually watch Mark. Like, there's a scene in Arkham City where Joker's been poisoned and he's coughing his lungs up, but he still tries to laugh.
Yeah.
It's still very much jokery, but you know all those tendons through your neck?
Yeah.
They just all of a sudden out of nowhere get exposed on Mark's throat as he's doing this thing. And, like, you watch him laugh in the Trickster, as the Trickster, and it is, like, you are right, that's the Frank Gorshin very...
Yeah.
Like,
it's not
almost
quite as manic.
Almost fluty, almost, isn't it? The way
it's
it
musical.
travels?
Yeah.
It's
Whereas
whimsical,
his Joker
it's
laugh
fun.
is maniacal. Like, his Joker is, I think the reason that forgive me if I'm wrong here, Terry, but I think the reason that Joker resonates so much with fans like you is because that Joker is fucking psychotic.
He is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
what he's meant to be.
He is. You know, everyone knows the Simpsons episode where Bart won't go to sleep because there's a clown on the bed.
Yeah.
It would take the Joker being on the end of my bed for me not to sleep. That is the sort of
see that.
that is the sort of clown that Nightmares are made of. Where the Trickster is kind of like, you know, just it's kind of whimsical and fun.
Well, the Trickster's more dumb. Like, the Joker's the
It's
kind
just
of
there
guy
to screw with you.
Yeah, basically. He
Well,
is a troll.
I mean, let's look at it. He dumped a bunch of clattering teeth on somebody. The Joker would dump
Yeah.
a bunch of knives on you, then throw you into a pit of piranhas, then blow the fucking tank
He'd
up.
dump the teeth on you, but they'd be
Yeah.
made out of knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or razor blades or something.
They'd explode or something after.
Yeah. That bit where Mark Hamill was disguised as the newscaster as well.
Yeah.
For the first few seconds, I'm like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I reckon that's somebody in a costume. And it took me until he said I, and like in the Trickster's way of like, I will kill them. And I'm like, whoa, you just won even more points.
Yeah, he
How the
got-
fuck did you do that?
He got me in the previous Trickster episode as the FBI agent.
Yeah,
I'm
with the goatee thing.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, it took me a bit to get that too.
It's almost like the song "One of These Things That Aren't Like the Other" is playing in the back of your head while you're looking, trying to work it out.
Yeah, well, speaking of things that one of these things aren't like the other, it's in my notes. What was up with her hair? Can we discuss this? Was it just me? Was it just
No,
me? Or was
no,
that, was
it's-
she, not to be crass, but that costume is clearly made to make men look at certain things. And I'm just saying that I think they were trying to distract you from the hair and the face. Not that she's
Yeah.
a butterface or anything, but she's butter hair.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
as butter hair as you get.
See, I find like late '80s, early '90s fashion offensive in general.
Okay.
Those size shoulder pads only belong on like a wussy NFL player. So I get to say that because I'm an Australian and we don't wear pads. Only our women do. So that's the sort of vibe that I kind of got. I'm like, I don't like the '90s fashion, but I do enjoy like the costuming that they did, and that's
Yeah.
about the only thing that's non-offensive. A man in a bright red suit running at the speed of sound doesn't bother me. I'm sorry, it's your 3-button blazer with the shoulder pads. That's what upsets me.
I can see you with that. I can see you with that. All right. I love the fact as well in this episode, Trickster hit on something that Batman villains don't hit on enough, and that is that don't take off the mask. Without the mask, he's just some schlub. The mask is everything. And I love when he's like, and if you try to take it off again, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
I feel like Joker sort of touched on that a little bit in
Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
When he was saying he doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was same sort of message. Like it's
Yeah.
Batman. He loves Batman.
Yeah.
You complete me.
Yeah, and the only other note I have for this episode is that I think it needed some more explosions. I just don't think there are enough.
What I think it needed is like another 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I was expecting when he was using the rocket-powered scooter to light up his candles, he goes to rev it, the bloody rocket shoots out. You should have bloody taken off.
No shit. Good handbrake, eh?
E.T. style,
Yeah.
like through the
Yeah.
moon.
I loved the gum. I
Yeah.
thought the gum was great because he fell into the, like, his shoes got stuck and then he fell face first into the gum and it hit his hands, his chest, his legs, his elbow, like pretty much the entire front of him.
Yeah.
And then when they took him away, the only part that had gum on it was his shoes, which were standing upright again.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So, look, I think we can agree from watching these 2 Trickster episodes, I definitely want to, once we finish with the rest of this season on TV,
Yeah.
I definitely think we should look at doing this series. Each
Yeah.
episode, each week, we'll do one by one.
Try and drive the DVD sales up and get John some
John
more
Wesley
money.
ship.
He needs more money.
Well, look, here's
needs
what
more
we
money.
need to do. We need to get him.
He and
we need to get him back
Julio.
on TV. Yeah, Ian Julio.
Julio, the black
Well, he
Spaniard.
was on Becca. He got to be on Becca. So he was
As a
guy on
blind
Becca.
fool.
Yeah, he still had his dreadlocks.
This is true.
So anyway, back to my point, which I've forgotten now because you brought up Julio and I got distracted by his luxurious dreadlocks.
Talking about John Wesley's ship.
Thank you. What I was going to say was we need to get John Wesley's ship just into the game again, into acting. That way they can make a Dawson's Creek movie where somehow they travel back through time and somebody warns his dad, look, you're going to drop an ice cream later
Wait.
today, don't pick it up.
Barry travels back in time to Dawson's Creek,
Yeah, I like it. Keep going.
bumps into the guy who played Barry, Dawson's dad,
John Wesley's ship.
at the ice cream shop,
Yep.
and convinces him not to buy ice cream, to buy a nice apple pie, and then go home. A completely different route, thus circumventing the truck completely.
Man, I don't want to wait for my life to be over. I want to see that scene right now.
Sorry.
That was the Dawson's Creek theme for anybody out there who isn't enough of a loser to know. That's what that was.
if you
That's
didn't,
me. I don't know Dawson's Creek at all.
Okay,
That's
well, hang on then. I guess there's only
Well,
one
you
thing
see,
to do.
it was the summer of '92.
Wait, for fuck's sake, Jesus. I'm trying to run a classy
I was
show
5 in
here.
'92.
Here we go, ready?
Go on.
All right, and that was the theme from Dawson's Creek. So now you know. Now you know.
Fuck's sake.
It was basically the birthplace of Katie Holmes' acting career, Michelle Williams' career.
I think the best place of Katie Holmes' acting career was acting like she was ever attracted to Tom Cruise whilst being his beard. So I'll counter you with that. I mean, she went so into method, she popped out a kid. That's
That had a
fucking
full
commitment.
head of hair.
That's commitment to the part.
That had a full head of hair.
Yeah,
I reckon
well,
they baked it for more than 9 months. That is an overbaked
no,
child.
it had the same procedure Tom Cruise did, where it came out and they just drilled hair into its head to make sure it never goes bald.
My kids had full heads of hair when they were born.
Well,
So
that's
how
'cause
much
you're
is
a
that?
werewolf, you Scandinavian scumbag.
So how do you say you were how old in 92?
5.
Jesus Christ.
When did Dawson's Creek come out?
Oh, no, I'm just joking.
It better not have come out in 92. No, hang on. It came out like... Shit, it did come out like 97, 98, actually, now that I think about it, yeah.
We're getting
Fuck.
close to 30, man. Well,
Close to 30.
we are
I'm
30.
over 30.
Yeah, you're over 30.
I'm dead next. I'm gone. I'm the first one. Look, we're doing the death pool. I'm the first one to go. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, totally.
But I am the smallest.
At the
so
same-
with the statistics, I might actually live longer.
At the same time, I am the only smoker.
That's true.
So, but Braden's got kids, so he
And
may
he
die
drinks.
of stress. Yeah, he may die of stress. I'll die of some sort of cancer, and you'll die because Reigns
Adriana will
become
kill
a-
me.
Huh? Yeah. You'll be one of her 3 secret presidential assassinations. Get that.
Yeah,
done.
one day they'll just be like, Adam went down the beach to swim and never came back. And be like, but he hated the beach. This doesn't make any sense.
He goes down to the beach and he's a fucking prism. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I'm on an island somewhere. Come back in 8 years. Still with long hair and a beard. Everyone's like, wow, did you learn to be an assassin? I was like, no, I just ate some fruit to survive.
I'm a
It
vegan
wasn't
now.
really that hard. It was just, I landed in Mexico.
Crack and, whores. It's all good. It's fine.
I crafted cocaine and soon enough the CIA came and got me.
And he went, hola.
All
My
I
name is
needed.
Julio.
All I needed, yeah. My name is... Hola, mi amo es Dave.
It's death.
All right.
And
Well,
then-
let's move on. The greatest film of all time.
Oh, it's better than the Nolan third, isn't it?
10 out of 10, baby. To the
10 out of
bullet, greatest film of all time. Burt Ward's gut hung out through some ropes.
Adam West's daughter. My
Holy shit. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Don't shoot your load too early.
My God, it's already done. Sorry. All right, just before we break into the meat and the potatoes of the show.
Get balls deep. Is that what you're trying to say?
Trying to keep it PG for the kids. There is the one point I wanted to raise during our Gotham chat was what sort of redemption story do you think they're planning for Barbara? Because we actually brought that up. I think episode 4 we decided Barbara was a bitch.
Barbara has to be the one to get Jim back into the Force.
Yep.
That's
So-
the only thing fans can ever forgive her for, unless she becomes Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
is getting Jim back onto the Force, or even better, getting him promoted, proving him right.
So
If she's going to get him back in the force, she'd be doing it this next episode.
yeah, and wouldn't be in a very clean way. I dare say, it'd be a very dirty way, like blackmailing Montoya or something. Because there is something about Montoya's past that was touched
Alluded
on.
to.
Yeah, alluded to. They were both very toxic
I
for
think
each other. and
it's
there's-
also going to be a case of that whatever is going on in this city, it's clear that MCU have some sort of pipeline on most
yeah.
things, which means they've got to know what the May's doing and so on and so forth. My theory would be that Montoya is going to feel, because Montoya and Gordon end up like
buddies.
that's his second in command.
Yeah.
So the way I see it coming is she's going to feel quite bad about what's happened with Barbara and Jim.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so she's going to do the right thing of, well, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
And so she gives information on something which then Barbara is going to be able, since Barbara is a district attorney, is then going to be able to use to legally.
Yep.
Isn't she? I'm sure she's a district attorney. Isn't she? Is she a lawyer?
she's not. No, she's not a lawyer.
she's an art dealer.
She's an art dealer. Antiquities.
That's right. I thought she was a district
Yeah,
attorney. I
no.
don't know why I keep thinking that.
No,
but something's
I think it's
gonna
your
happen.
hopes.
Maybe I hope she'll be useful.
Yeah.
But something's going to happen like that where there'll be something that she will. That's the only thing I can see, because otherwise, what the hell do you have her do aside from catch a fucking bullet for Batman that
Yeah.
people are going to forgive?
Yeah, that's true. So
I mean, like, that's a legitimate question, because Jim Gordon is the knight in fucking white armor.
yeah, absolutely. He's the sort of cop that other cops aspire to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's the cop Batman aspires to be, for fuck.
Yeah.
Batman himself has said that Jim Gordon is everything he is and better.
Yeah.
Because he does it the right way.
Absolutely. So now that we've established that, a few weeks ago, and I do have to apologise about the lateness about this, we had the President Orman, write into us on Facebook.
You do know that, like, she was on the show between asking this question and now, and she could have asked the question herself, so don't feel too bad.
Well, you know, she's...
No, don't apologise for it. It's her own fault.
Okay, fair enough. I believe the question went something along the lines of, if us three had the choice of being a superhero, we would prefer to be human or extraterrestrial, alien-esque, much like Superman, Martian Manhunter, things like that. I believe that was the meat of the question.
Well, let me. Can I ask a supplemental then?
Okay.
Does the alien one involve powers, or are you a powerless being either way?
I don't know. I couldn't bring up my Facebook the Facebook page for some strange reason. We could actually just go into the kitchen and get her and ask.
I think she's ironing because you repealed the carbon tax, so that gives her time to iron.
That is true. So she bought
Yeah,
herself a
that's
new
what she
ironing
said.
cover and a sewing machine and
that
whatnot.
was-
That,
yeah.
that was good of Mr. Abbott. It really was.
Yeah, he's a good guy helping her out like that.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to assume that the aliens would have powers.
Yep. Okay. So we're going with
Okay,
the-
so we're going with aliens means powers.
and general humans mean general skilled athletes,
Uh-huh.
intellect,
Yeah.
and
How much money do I have as a human?
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about startup capital in general. So,
So yeah, do I have money? That's what I want to know. Just answer my question.
well, that's
yeah,
the thing.
that's a valid question.
So you guys are looking for startup capital.
Well, no, that, as a human, that's important. I need to
I'd
know
say
what
to
my
s-
means
I'd
are.
say we're not talking Donald Trump. Well, I'll put you in the starter bracket of 100,000 per year
Okay,
to 300,000.
300,000 a year.
Okay, so maybe we should
So no Batmobiles.
no. That comes with
am I allowed
investment.
to? Am I allowed to choose whether or not I can kill? Like, do I have to be completely heroic? or can I be an
As
anti-hero?
in, if we were to be a DC hero, anti-hero, or something along those lines.
So I can
I'm
go on
leaving
the
Marvel
Punisher.
out 'cause quite-
well, just in terms of Marvel, I can go on the Punisher route.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where
I,
it's
I,
like
I
I
don't
wanna
see
be-
why not.
Okay.
Don't see why not. I believe we're about to get a letter passed to us from the editing department.
He headed the sewing department, the seamstry department, haberdashery.
So our research and development merged with archives, sewing, ironing, and general house duties last week.
Didn't you get the memo?
I believe you just got handed the memo.
Okay, and it's written in retard, so I'll read it as it's written. Humans can have acquired superpower, aka like Spider-Man, etc. So
Green
you
Lantern,
can
whatnot?
acquire
Okay.
a super.
That's something you got to have
So,
serious.
so that means no mutants.
I think mutants are out of it because this is a DC show,
Well,
not Marvel.
let's say I would say mutants count as aliens in this.
Yeah,
because
like-
they give you an alien power.
Yeah.
So mutants count as aliens.
So maybe she could marinate on that, and we'll wait till after the.
yeah, all right. We'll come back
mean
into that
sense.
after the meeting, after we've got.
I think it's a
polls
fair
in.
question as well.
It's a good
Yeah.
one. It's definitely polarizing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, ooh, what do I want to be? Do I want to be Jay and Silent Bob, or do I want to be the X-Men?
You ruled out being Batman or Iron Man completely. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
no,
if you want to be like Batman, you've got the
mind you
startup
though,
capital.
300 grand. I
you've
will
got
give
the
you this.
startup capital.
You get a better startup capital with Oliver Queen than you do to be Batman.
Absolutely, but don't forget, Mr. Amel did say that when rich people like the Queens go broke, they don't go broke like the rest of us.
Yeah, they go rich person bloke.
Yeah, they go rich person broke. So,
Yeah, exactly.
oh no, I'm down to the low millions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll think about that and we'll come
Okay,
back to it
we'll
after.
marinate on that.
Marinate on it.
Marinate.
All right. Well, for now.
And now for our feature presentation.
After the comic book, but before the theatrical release, there was the small screen. And they were the super-sized heroes of their day.
You're them, aren't you?
Now the original Batman
I'm Adam West.
and Robin are back,
It's Burt.
and they're on a mission down memory lane.
Someone's forcing us to relive our past. But to what dark end?
Revisiting the set. Reclaiming the glory.
Hold it.
They're taking on old enemies. And taking up where they left off.
I can't believe we spent the night with Batman.
Once a superhero, always a superhero.
Oh, the thrill of the chase.
Return to the Batcave. The beginning.
That's right. It's Return to the Batcave. All right, let's get into this Academy Award. Should have won an Academy Award winning.
Or at least an Emmy or a Golden Globe.
Yep.
I won my Golden Globes, let me tell you. Won them over in the first 5 minutes. All right, here we go. Now, this film's a little bit hard for me to do a plot description on because...
There is no plot.
Well, there kind of is and there isn't. So what I'm going to do is I've done a very short summary and then I've attempted to kind of drag together the facts that they gave us in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I'll kind of try to recap
Were
it
they
all.
indeed facts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were. Okay.
I'll get to that afterwards of how much of this is true and where the information where the information came from.
Yes.
Cambridge English. I apologise. And then and we will discuss on that afterwards. I could use walk in commas where you take a pause
Every few words.
and then end in a question mark.
Like this. Anyway, that's a different movie.
Wait, not my boy Chip. Oh no, that is Batman Returns, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
right.
Batman.
We're returning to the wrong place. My apologies. Okay, here we go.
Go.
Adam West and Burt Ward go in search of the Batmobile after it is stolen from a charity event, and along the way find themselves forced to consult their memories to decipher clues left by the criminals. Evidently, people had... let me take that back. Evidently, people they had known from filming the Batman series. Memories include affairs, one of which led to Burt being chased down by a knife-bearing lover, who was in fact played by Adam West's daughter. So hot. Want to touch the hiney? That Veronica Vaughn. Sorry, wrong movie. Let me get back to this. Burt being chased by a knife-wielding lover. Medicine Burt Ward was first to take so his genitals would not be so visible in his tights. And Adam West meeting the actress who played Batgirl and accidentally placing his hand right on her boobies during a scene. As it turns out, it was the villains who stole the Batmobile, and they were in fact the actors who played the Riddler, Frank Gorshin, and one of the many Catwomans, Julie Newmar. Well, actually didn't look too bad for like what I assume was 107.
I have a theory.
Frank Gorshin, however, looked about 1 billion years old.
I also have a theory on that.
All right, now into that. So that's the plot of the film, as it were. Now I'll get into some weird statistics and facts we got along the way. Okay. Now, apart from West and Ward, a number of actors from the original TV series appeared in this film, including Frank Gorshin, who played the Riddler, Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman for the first 2 seasons, and Lee Merriweather, who played Catwoman in the Batman theatrical film. Lee Merriweather was the diner waitress in this film. Now, Gorshin and Newmar appear themselves, and Merriweather is the waitress. The most notable surviving cast member not to appear in the film was Yvonne Craig, who played Batgirl in the 3rd season of the show. When asked by a fan at a convention why she did not appear in it, she replied that she did not like the script and politely turned it down. Due to licensing problem involving the original TV series, the makers of the film were only allowed footage from the 1966 Batman film. As a result, Lee Merriweather's rendition of Catwoman is the only one seen in archival footage in this particular film. Zimbabwe-born actress Julia Rose plays the young Newmar and gets briefly to don the Catwoman costume. James Marsden, who played Robin in this film, would go on later to voice... to voiceover work. He would in fact go to be further in the DC family with parts in Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, and The Young Justice. Lyle Wagner, who originally auditioned for the part of Batman, is in this film, and his actual audition footage is seen during the scene where the studio heads are looking at and deciding which one to cast.
Yep.
Wagner ended up landing a role in another TV series when he played Steve Trevor on Wonder Woman alongside Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. So he did end up in there anyway. And as I alluded to earlier, Adam West's daughter, Nita West, has a cameo as a psychotic actress who tries to kill Burt Ward after a one-night stand. All right. Now, one final note. During the original TV series, many of the supervillains entered the cave. In fact, of the main 4, 3 of them got in, with those being Joker, Penguin, and Catwoman. However, Riddler never got into the Batcave until this film, when he built his own.
Poorly.
Well, that's part of the joke, I think, was that everything was done poorly. Now, where they got the information from this film is that for a very long time after this, Burt Ward and Adam West would not talk to each other, to the point where even if they were put to conventions, they would request a petition between the two of them, and you could line up and have one signed by one or the other, but they would not sign. You had to choose. So there was a lot of animosity and a lot of heat between the two of them, which I think as they got older, they calmed down and...
You just get over it when you get older.
Yeah, I think, they buried the hatchet and realised that they had something that was very enduring and they were ruining it for the fans.
Absolutely.
Now, the source material for this film came from both of their autobiographies, which are very vastly different books. Adam West's autobiography is exactly what you think it will be. It almost you can read it in his voice.
Yeah.
He's very factual. He's very, well, I'm Adam West and this was fun. And whilst he talks about the ladies he bedded, it's a very kind of, I had a good time and I met I was with Raquel Welch, I was with this person, I was with Natalie Wood. But he doesn't kind of be like, and I slapped her around the face with it. Or anything.
Yeah. He actually comes off classy.
Yeah, it's what you would expect. Patrick Stewart wrote an autobiography.
Yeah, he's a gentleman's gentleman.
Exactly. So it's a very nice book, and he doesn't really rip into Burt Ward. He just kind of says stuff like, Burt wasn't an actor and then just got too big for his own britches.
Yeah.
And got a bit of an ego on him.
Yep.
That's kind of what he says. The other book, Burt Ward's book, is basically how I wore my Robin costume and fucked bitches nonstop.
Yep.
He's just, and throughout the whole thing, it's basically Adam West is a douche and didn't know what he was doing, and the producers didn't listen to me, and I'm the best.
Yeah.
So the stories are, that's why this film, I think, feels a little bit kind of insane, because you're getting these two very different books kind of put together.
Yeah.
But what this film for me does very well is it captures what things were like back in the 60s when this was getting made.
Yeah.
All of that, but it also... It's nice to see these two, even if they do hate each other. It's still nice to see them on screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Being like that and making, poking fun at the fact that this show was meant to be stupid fun.
Yeah, it was meant to be satire.
And it was great, yeah. And I think especially watching showing what Adam West did to get into his character and how it's not just stupid. There's a lot of thought that he put into things. And even when Burt Ward's bitching about later how Adam West is stealing his scenes and all of that... To me, it's not. Adam West is an actor, and he's putting himself in a character and wants to constantly be better, whereas Burt Ward was simply an attention whore who wanted attention. And the minute chicks started sucking on his apparently fucking gigantic dong, he just went non-stop.
Yeah.
But ultimately, to me, I liked this because I'm not going to lie, I've mentioned many times, I like 66 Batman.
Yeah.
And it felt like a sequel to the 66 Batman film with the ones that were still alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the guys they got to cast, I think, perfect cast.
Yeah, very bang on.
So look, those are my thoughts on it. So I'm gonna bow out since I've taken the big chunk and give my thoughts this time. You guys tell me, what did you think, so that I can yell at either of you if you're wrong.
Braden,
I wasn't sure with this if it actually was a documentary or not. But then when you just said before, the facts were indeed, the facts. It felt like a documentary, but it definitely felt like a documentary of, I don't know, it felt like exactly what it was supposed to be. It was 66 Batman, which was stupidly funny, and this was a stupidly funny documentary of that.
Yeah, it's a good mockumentary.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know, I guess that's what I really liked about it. Plus, I found a lot of the things, the history and the behind-the-scenes sort of things, I found a lot of that really interesting. I didn't really know any of that sort of stuff. I didn't know Burt Ward wasn't an actor.
That bit where he goes in for the screen test and he's like, all right, I'm going to do a couple of tumble rolls and then I'll break some boards.
Yeah.
That is like an exact recreation of what his audition tape looks like. He does these things.
Robin.
Yeah, and the one part that's missing is that he does judo flip. He throws a guy a couple of times and then a guy grabs him and flips him and he kind of rolls over and flips the dude. Yeah. He does some pretty impressive judo martial arts shit in this test thing. But yeah, that basically what you see there is that, that's what I really dug about it, is knowing I've seen the actual source material, they just stuck to it perfectly.
Yeah, the one thing that I did find funny was Burt Ward's voice. He still sounds like a young boy.
He still sounds like a little bitch.
Yeah.
And he looks like he ate several young boys, though. He's a punchy motherfucker.
Isn't he? Time has not been kind to Burt Ward, or whatever his actual name is.
I don't think anyone was kind of going by some of these things in there when they wouldn't use his stunt double.
His stunt double's just always drinking coffee with Adam West.
That's it, just kicking it with Adam West.
Yeah, so his stunt double got treated better than he did.
Yeah, it's amazing, wasn't
Probably got paid more as well, according to Burt anyway.
Didn't he say he didn't get paid very much at the start?
$350 a week in 1960.
But he get paid $360 $350 a week, but then he was able to have a $500,000 divorce.
Pay out to his wife, yeah.
Yeah, $500,000 divorce. He also bought beachfront property on Malibu, had a 1968 Corvette Stingray.
Yeah.
So do not tell me that you were broke.
Yeah.
Just don't lie to me. There is no need to lie to me. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of Adam West Batman. I'm just not waiting to get yelled at or pummeled with something.
Go and have to do it.
But I actually thoroughly enjoyed it because it was a mockumentary and had those facts in it, and I knew, because I've seen it before, I knew it took the piss out of itself a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it was actually a fairly decent storyline if you compare it to most of the garbage that's on TV now.
The dude that plays Adam West is so bang on that it's like...
Except for the body type. The neck up looks fine.
Yeah.
Body type, I aspire to be that fit.
Yeah, no shit. That's all I could think was just his legs, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But I think that was part of the joke was just that, like, we got this ridiculously buff dude to play a pudgy fucker.
Yeah, I mean, Adam West wasn't even that pudgy in the film. It was just he was like that skinny fat where there's rolls of skin that are just hollow. Yeah. So
he's been spending too long at the buffet and not enough time on the cardio machine.
Yeah, pretty much, or too much time on the cardio, just burning all the fat, but the skin doesn't retract quite as well. So it's like one of those wrinkly dogs, just just hanging out of the utility belt and whatnot. But
that's one of the few things he didn't pull out of the utility belt in this film. I did like he pulled out the spray.
He goes, "This is the shark repellent and the bat bomb, which is twice as big as the."
And the bat probe, which you don't ask about.
Yeah, don't ask about that. Just don't ask. But I know it was actually really refreshing, not only to watch this after such a dismal third act from the Nolan trilogy. It was just refreshing because it was very honest about itself.
Yeah.
And it's very rare when you find a mockumentary like this that's very honest about itself, unless you want to argue with me that Michael Moore's crap is honest about itself. So, I enjoyed it.
I
didn't walk out.
Very honest, and you're right. And I think even one of the things that surprised me about how honest it was how fucking sexist the 60s were. Where it's just like, well, you bitches
beautiful.
are sex symbols, that's it.
Yeah, basically.
You're here to give us boners, and that's it.
Yeah. Oop.
So, I really recommend, if you have a chance to see this film, it's not...
If you've got a spare hour and a half.
It's not available on DVD anymore, apparently. It's not in print, but it is still on YouTube and places like that.
Yep.
If you get a chance to watch it, do, because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is fascinating because just the level of fame that these two guys had was insane.
I'd still say they still
they still
that
do.
level of fame, but people don't want to suck their dick. They just want an autograph.
Yeah. Well, nowadays I think they get it more from kids and parents who are like, my kids, I loved you as a kid, my kids love you.
Yeah.
But back then, they were just like...
It was ridiculous.
Jesus. And like I'm even amazed like the fact that Burt Ward could have been in The Graduate and Adam West could have been James Bond.
Yeah.
That would have been a very different James Bond and a very different Graduate.
Oh, yeah, much.
But, I mean, it is what it is now, and the fact they went back and made this, near 35 years later.
Yeah.
It actually shows that sort of Batman has, how can you say it, longevity and ages well, sort of thing for
timeless.
Fans. Yeah, it's timeless.
It's because it looks like a comic book. That's the bottom line of it. As shitty as the costume looks and as bad as that, if you're a kid and you put that on, that is a fucking comic book in your face.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And that's what makes it great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. See, whereas Braden's got kids and he showed them 66 Batman, they loved it. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But I won't be showing them 66 Batman. I'll show them the animated series.
Yeah.
So,
show them it all.
Show them it all. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I guess the upside of this, though, the animated series still, this is at least my opinion. I have kids, but when you're 3 to 5, the animated series can still be a little bit scary and dark.
Oh, yeah.
This shit isn't going to scare you at any point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, even when he's strapped to stuff, it's so ridiculous. Like, he's strapped to a saw, and it's so ridiculously over the top.
Yeah.
It's not scary. It's laughable. That's the whole point, is that the kid, like they say it in the film, the kids get the jokes on one level, and they love the action.
Yeah.
And the adults watch it and laugh when Batman's like, I've got stirrings in my utility belt, chum.
Yeah. I mean, I did like that part particularly because it did touch on the fact that the late 60s was sort of almost that dawning of...
Sexual revolution.
Yeah, sexual revolution.
The loss of repression.
Yeah, loss of repression, and the feminism movement sort of kicked into gear.
Yep.
So that's why they were getting those messages from, what was it? There was the National Safety Bureau about the
seatbelts.
The seatbelts.
And I love the fact as well that Adam West is like, I love the gag that we take time to buckle up before we rush off to do the more important thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's funny.
That's good. We should totally do that. And then you've got
the
Burt
Christian
Ward,
decency.
movement, decency front.
Yeah.
telling Burt Wards his cock's too big. And then we had...
And I love as well how they just like take these pills. What are they? Just take the pills.
Just take the pills, I don't care. And who was the other mob?
Oh, who else complained? Wasn't it women who complained? It was a women's league who complained?
Yeah, in regards to sexism, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, oh no, it was the CDC.
Oh yeah, they were also
not
complaints that were
CDC,
gay
the
as well.
bloody-
There were complaints that Batman and Robin were too homosexual and...
No, that was the rumour, and it wasn't a complaint, it was just okay, you guys are gay, no worries, cool.
Yeah, that's all right.
It wasn't the CDC, that's the Centre of Disease Control. But then again,
It was
at
just
that
the
point in
censors
time,
and
it was
the-
the censors and things
Yeah.
like that, yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's not a surprise. I mean, that still happens in today's day and age.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you look at it back, today's a lot more. I don't know. I mean, how would you compare like 66 sort of movies, what we've seen sampling, to today, sexism wise? It's like it's almost the same.
Sexism wise, back then, I think there is a difference because back then, whilst yes, it's sexist, it's done more tongue in cheek. And I don't think because back then it was just you slapped your secretary on the ass. That's how things worked. It was just not. I don't think it was necessarily in the mean way it is now. As in not necessarily a misogynistic way.
That's the word.
And I think that's what the sexism in these. It's almost laughable because it is those 60s short skirts, or the Austin Powers style of sexism, where it's like you're shagadelic, baby. Let's do the Batusi sort of thing. Whereas the modern day films where it's like, you're here to wear leather and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
They can do more. And the other thing as well is you look at these Batman shows, and whilst they might be making jokes and sexist shit, Batgirl kicked fucking ass.
Yeah.
So she wasn't, and Catwoman kicked ass.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and like Julie, I'm sure it's Julie Newmar's character that they show in the flashback where she's talking about how she's sensual and she turns him on, but she never gives it to him.
Yeah.
She's always in control.
That's it.
It's that. So whilst the men are sexist, the women are actually very powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's more forgivable because at least you're like, yeah, okay, the guys are being dicks, but these girls are kicking ass.
Yeah.
As opposed to, say, the third Nolan film where it's like, okay, so it's sexist because she sleeps with Bruce because she hates him, and this other girl's just here to wear this tight costume. She's not really Catwoman for any other reason than she wears a cat suit.
Basically.
And that's where, to me, it feels sexist, where it's like, at least back then they kicked ass as well as eye candy, whereas it's now, it's just, can you just stand, look, Scarlet, can you stand in the background, maybe shoot a gun every now and then while we CGI in the Hulk, please?
Yeah, and reach out and touch a pretend hand so it looks like you're in line.
Jiggle some shit.
Jiggle some jello.
So... Yeah, that what leads us to that answer. That's me.
right,
What the difference is.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you there.
I love how a 10-minute rant's into the like, yep, no worries.
Yeah, Braden's our Alfred.
He is.
He's a very good joke.
Very good. Ha ha ha.
Most amusing.
Most amusing. Excuse me, I need
Master
to go.
Gerard. Well, I think that brings us. Have you guys got any other thoughts you want to say about this movie? Like, I think the problem here is we've once again hit a film that we've enjoyed, so we sit here going like, yeah, it was good. Go see it.
It's basically we're just all
It's funny. That's what I would say. I laughed out loud more at this than I have in a lot of comedies that have come out in the last few years.
Yeah.
He was just. And even down to, like, the little gags where it's like Burt Ward's like, you're always flicking your cape and blocking me off when you walk in front of camera. He's like, no, I don't. And then in the camera that's filming all this shit, like the fourth wall camera, he flicks his cape in front of it. Just brilliant.
Yeah, and what was it?
Brilliant.
How they made that comment? Sorry, but we can't use your stunt double because we're turning left.
The car, you go at your side of the car goes in front of the camera.
And the people know. And then there's about 5 or 6 shots where we clearly know that every single stunt double actually got some FaceTime as well.
Oh, and the fight with Burt Ward and West in the bar where it's so obvious the stunt doubles are like not even trying to hide their faces.
Yeah.
Adam West's stunt double has a literal like $5 wig they got at Cheapest Chips and cut down.
Yeah.
It's brilliant because that's what the show was. They captured how all the henchmen in the bar have shirts with their names on it.
Yeah, what is it?
Curly for the bald guy,
Yeah.
Big Joe was the midget.
Pretty Boy was the ugly one who was snoring.
Yeah.
That was just brilliant.
It was good. It was tongue in cheek.
So good.
It was honest.
And then, like, they're sitting in the cafe being like, oh, I don't know where the Batmobile is.
It's 3 meters
parked
away.
right out the side. It's great.
That's it.
So, yeah, no, that's all I've got to say.
Yeah.
And also, great advertisements for Maserati.
Yeah. So much product placement.
It was brilliant. Well, there would have been more product placement, but anytime they put food down, Burt Ward ate it. So they had to stop that.
But
that's why there's only one seat. That's why, did you notice in the popcorn, they sit down and he has one kernel and there's something on the screen for about 15 seconds. Then they come back and he's eating the entire fucking thing and he needs to wipe down his fingers.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he had an orgasm while he was eating the food.
Triple butt.
Now, speaking of orgasms, I think you had one watching this film, didn't you, Terry? You wanted to talk about?
Adam West has produced one of the most beautiful women of all time. I'm not even kidding.
Elaborate. Come on. You have the floor.
I don't.
Your balls to the floor. Go.
Okay, put it this way. She plays the love interest of Burt.
She plays the crazy one-night stand that tries to kill him.
You and I actually stared at the screen for about 5 minutes with our jaws near our knees. It was just ridiculous. An 11 isn't possible. This is a 10.5. It was ridiculous. It was ludicrous. I just can't. You just can't. I'm a teenage girl right now. I just can't even. Can't even.
Okay, Bray, do you know who we're talking about?
I do know.
All right. Well, what are your thoughts now? Did you know that was Adam West's daughter?
Suit.
What's that?
When you first see her in that little white suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And then when she's chasing him down the stairs in just her underwear.
Yes.
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 So look.
Also, like how they debunked the Batman's gay or Adam West's gay rumors as well, where he forgets the press conference that was actually at 9, not 10, and he comes out in possibly that's like a hand towel
with his two bitches on either side. Bruce Wayne into the max.
Yeah. What are you doing? I'm in character.
But yeah, just brilliant.
It's just.
And I also loved as well, like, we've got a little bit sexist here ourselves and talked about, like, the Adam West daughter looking hot, which was her whole job in this movie, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I will point out that the dude who plays Adam West in this film spends about half the time not wearing a shirt and the other half of the time wearing pants so tight that the censors probably weren't happy with the codpiece and gave him some pills.
Yeah, basically. But no, it's one of those movies that's just ridiculously honest with itself, and you're actually really happy that you watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
no, I cannot recommend this enough. If you're gonna watch Batman shit, we've pretty much told you don't watch most of this stuff.
We've probably saved you a good 6 hours of viewing.
So spend 90 minutes and watch something. Just turn your brain off and laugh.
You owe us 6 hours. Please, like,
owe us.
Mail your 6 hours worth, and then I can get my time back from doing the show.
That was once again another episode of Conversation Killers with Terry O'Neill.
Adam, you're a troll.
Now onto our outro talk here on the J-Law show.
Yes, absolutely. All things J-Law.
Now, if you could be J-Law, what superpower would you want? Was the question, wasn't it?
Would probably be not having a gaping vagina and decent acting skills.
Bam! Wow. I think Jennifer Lawrence is sitting somewhere just now, and she's just like, "Whoa, I feel like I just got completely punted in the
Falcon punched." Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
If she was pregnant, she just had an abortion. I wouldn't know. Jeez, that was to the crotch.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, no. Okay. You've
Now that was how not to follow up by Adam Gerard.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That was amazing.
Okay, out of nowhere.
Yeah, no shit. That was incredible. All right. Well, so what superpower would we like to be, human or alien? And if so, do we want a superpower or any of this other bullshit? I want to be human.
You're still aspiring to that.
Simply because I've noticed something in comic books. The ones that are truly uncorruptible ultimately, and the one thing that ultimately heroes come down to is having a soul.
Yeah.
And humans seem to be the only ones that have that in comic books.
Yep.
So
Martian Manhunter.
Ooh, he's sort of parried you on that one.
Martian Manhunter has empathy, but does that mean he has a soul? Because Superman has empathy, but I don't think Superman has a soul. I think Superman just feels a burden because he is so powerful. And I would say Martian Manhunter's the same, because it's simply, I no longer have a planet or a race. You are the closest thing I have, so I will protect you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessarily a soul. That's like you don't have to have a soul to join the army and protect people. You know what I mean?
Actually, they're kind of trying to weed that out, really.
Whereas
you don't want soulless
actually,
people
when you're talking about him with the soul, take that to... what's that animated movie, Cross of Two Earths?
Yeah.
When he meets that other chick.
Yep.
And they connect.
Yes.
Yep.
That sort of tells me he has a soul.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You can't get gender one.
All right. Well, okay, you got a point there, but I'm still staying human.
Yeah.
Simply because aliens always also seem to be lonely, and I imagine it's very hard to fit in if you're that much. Like if you're already a superhero, you're having a hard enough time fitting into the world somehow. When you add in the fact that you're also an alien as well, humans aren't going to accept you. So at least they'll be accepted on some level, and it's easy for me to blend in for reconnaissance, things like that.
Yep.
So I'm still going to stay human. As for powers and stuff,
The ability
I
to
would
eat
go.
gluten.
No, I can eat gluten. That's the president that can't.
Ah.
I'm going to go with. I would want super intelligence because if you're intelligent enough, there's nothing you cannot learn to do.
So in other words, this comes back to the investment capital thing, really.
Yeah, Batman.
I could be the Atom.
No.
The Atom's smart, and then he uses that smart to make money and makes his suit and shrinks down. I could be Arrow. He goes off the way. He didn't have money for his fucking 8 years on the island. All he had was a beard and a crossbow. I just need a crossbow. I've already got the beard.
That's not.
Yeah, he wasn't a hero till he got back and got his money.
That's right.
No, he wasn't a hero till he got back and he started saving his city. The money had nothing to do with it because he still used the same shitty costume and bow.
Startup capital. That's what you're aiming for. Just a minute, you want to go Batman, that's fine.
Spider-Man didn't need startup capital. I mean, he's got powers, but he didn't need startup capital.
He's a broadcast reporter, and
Kick-Ass?
everyone hates him.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
didn't need-
Kick-Ass. I was actually going to say Kick-Ass.
Really?
Yep.
I
love Kick-Ass.
Nightwing.
I'll give you that one.
Jason Todd.
So you want
Azrael.
You want to be an orphan
The
intellect.
Flash. The Flash doesn't have money. He's got jack shit. He doesn't even have money to afford fucking gloves. So fuck you telling me he has money. I'll be
Doesn't have
Flash.
to pay for gloves. It's supplied by work.
Yeah, exactly. He's just a retard who can't put on two.
Yeah.
Well, then that's
Sorry,
he
I
doesn't have
can't
money.
He wasn't a
left.
retard. He might have money.
He's someone who can't turn left.
We know he doesn't have money because he has to go to Joe's place to get his washing done.
Yeah, that's true.
So no
And
money
to look at
there.
Iris and Pine.
Diggle doesn't have money.
Sorry?
Diggle doesn't have money.
Sorry. Say that again.
Diggle doesn't have... His bitch has got money. Diggle doesn't have money. Diggle was a chauffeur. He was black driver.
He still is black driver. Whoa, not at the moment.
Okay. What
Former-
about
former-
Harrison Wells? Doesn't have money, just has a lab.
He's not a hero.
He's not a hero either. He's a
You don't know that yet? You don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
We don't know who he is. Fuck you until he's proven to be a villain. Harrison Wells is in my book.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Roy Harper.
So, there's a theme here. You want to be...
No, hang on. No, I've worked it out. I don't need startup capital. I need a mentor.
No, you
That's
don't.
all I need. I need a bloke to train
Mentor
me.
who has
You
money.
don't... Yeah.
Okay, I don't need the money, though.
There's also a
Not my
theme
money.
here. Have you picked it up, Brayden?
The fact that he's got access to money through someone else.
That. He also wants to be an orphan who's the smartest person in the room. You're a bit old to be an orphan, mate.
I'm already 50% of that, so suck on that. Okay, now am I only allowed to? Because I'm trying to only beat DC characters here because you don't
See,
like
this-
me. He's talking about people not having money.
No, yeah, here we go.
So no, but I'm trying to.
No.
Captain Marvel. He's got magic, but he doesn't have money because he's like a 12-year-old kid. What's he got, like $5 a week in allowance?
Orphan. So you want to be an orphan? Do you want to be an orphan?
No, not really. I like my parents. They're all right. I'm still going with human, and my power is just simply I want to be smart because then I can learn. Like the other, here's my other. If I can be Punisher style,
Yeah. Totally.
okay. Let's say I'm
Anti-hero, go
smart.
for it.
I'm super smart. Okay. Well, I'm gonna learn everything I can about long-range attacks and long-range weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to train myself in that. I'm going to learn how to make them because I'm smart. I'm going to be able to make the best long-range weapon possible.
Yes.
Problem solved. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't even need a suit of armor. I can sit in my house, press a button. I'm like, "Where's this Lex Luthor douche?"
Yeah.
And he's gone.
And now Superman's upset.
No, he's not. Superman's going to be... It's the same way that if... Let's face it, if I kill the Joker, Batman's going to be all like, huh.
What do I do with my time now?
No, it's just going to be like, this is a real checkmate position because now you've killed a dude, but at the same time...
What do I do?
So yeah, all right. So that's my answer. Human with intelligence and access to somebody else's money.
And who's also an orphan.
No, what if... Okay, I'll get you, but what if I've got rich parents and they give me the money?
Bruce
So
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
No, he's an orphan. I'm talking my parents are still alive and I can go on and be like, hey, mum and dad, I need like $500,000
So
to
in other
upgrade
words,
my
Bruce Wayne if his
Atomobile.
parents were still alive.
Okay.
Oliver Queen. Did this? Look, fuck it. I just want to be a guy who has access to money to be able to be a hero. Why is this so fucking hard for you people? I'm just trying to save this city.
I gave you startup capital money, man. It's all good.
300 grand? That's just going on my fucking long-range weapon training alone. Now I've got no money. I'm sitting eating beans out of a tin.
Ramen.
And I'm not even an orphan. My parents just don't want to talk to me because I can't tell them I'm a hero for some reason.
So you've trained in long-range weapons, you're surviving on Mega Ring noodles, and you can't go to your parents for a meal. Great.
That's right. I am
Red Thunder.
homeless insano.
Oh, God. I actually don't know how to answer this question, really.
Yeah, it's tough.
No, fuck
Probably
you.
have to,
Fuck
probably
you.
have to go human as well because
Sorry, Braden. I was trying to shit on Terry then, and I interrupted you, and I do apologise.
No,
I respect your opinion.
yeah, all right. I'd probably have to go human as well because if you're an alien, you have an alien. I don't know. I guess you'd have an alien race to protect. Generally, it'd be. I don't know how to word this. If Martian Manhunter, who comes from Mars, and all these people were still alive, he wouldn't be on Earth. He'd be protecting the people of Mars. Yep. So it's really no different to a superhero on Earth protecting the people of Earth.
The other thing to consider as well is if he's on Mars, he doesn't have powers.
Yeah, he's not special.
He's just a dude.
That's true. Yeah,
just a green-skinned dude wearing suspenders and a cape.
Okay.
And a pair of underpants. His costume is weird.
He's actually into S&M. It's a bondage brace. Pick him up and carry him around.
See, I always thought it was because when he was flying, his underpants flew off because of the wind resistance, so he had to put on the braces so they'd stay on.
I don't know. I like the kick-ass type character. I know it's not DC, but just some dumbass kid who's got nerve damage and hits people with sticks.
So you want MS?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
So he wants to be Charles Xavier. I want to be Batman.
Oh, God. So you want MS? This sounds like the title of a book. So you want MS?
Or the worst game show Channel 9 will ever have. So you want to have MS?
Welcome to the Nerve Damage channel.
Just take this mallet and hit yourself in the head with it.
Oh, God. Probably go...
I don't know. It just seems a more realistic, achievable thing for someone with $300,000.
What, have an MS?
Go get
$300,000, get MS, hero.
Go get a bit of surgery and
Step
go
one.
to the gym a few times, get some...
Hit the gym a few...
Get some training, some description. Martial arts.
Oh, Jesus.
Just beat up on some guys.
All right, I'm going to recap this plan. So far, what your plan is, I want to be a hero, so you go to Honey Badger's Heroes Trust Fund Academy.
This is
and
step one.
They give you $300,000.
Get money. Yep.
Okay, so then with that $300,000, you go to the doctors, and you're like, yeah, I want MS. So they give you MS somehow. They just magically give you MS. And now
I don't want MS.
And now that you've got this MS nerve damage, your plan is just, I'm just going to hit the gym a couple of times. Maybe get a week's trial. And then I'm good. I'll just hit the street and beat up on some thugs.
Hey, that's better than what Kick-Ass actually did. He's got a fucking suit and then got stabbed.
No, this is exactly what Kick-Ass did. Because you're going to have the nerve damage. You're going to walk in and then you're going to
He got the nerve damage as a result of being a dickhead. I'm talking getting pre-prepared. Don't get that MS first. I've got $300,000.
This is prescribed MS.
It's short-term MS.
I've got 300.
You need to top up every 6 months.
So this is... Title of the new book. So you want MS? How to become a special kind of superhero. All you need is $300,000 startup capital, a dodgy Filipino doctor.
And a week's gym membership.
To Jets. Not even to like one of those, maybe the curves.
I'm just picturing Braden. He's got like a shaved head. The top of the scout's been stapled back on, and he's on the elliptical machine, just like 2 more days to go.
Then you're all fucked. Then you're all fucked.
Then I'm hitting the streets.
Look out, it's Captain MS.
You scumbags, you better watch out, for I am Mr. No Sensation.
It'd be like that episode of Simpsons where, like, was it Mike Tyson's wailing on Homer for hours on end, just get tired, just fall over. Arrest that man. Oh, Jesus. How do I follow that up, Braden? Jesus.
I'm still just lost at this idea of just, hey Doc, I've got 300 grand, bit of MS.
Oh, granted, he didn't say he wanted MS. It was just nerve damage, and MS just popped into my head.
We'll go with MS.
I've got 300 grand. You want to damage me nerves for me?
Just a little tingling sensation. That's all I want.
What kind of nerve damage would you like? Oh, just numbness in the fingertips, maybe. I can't feel my left foot. Will that make me a hero?
Oh, it's not the nerve damage he deserves right now. It's the nerve damage that he'll get. Oh, Jesus.
I love how both of us have somehow ultimately gone into things that will require us to at some point train like pro wrestlers.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, Terry, alien or human?
I'll go
alien, human, MS Warrior.
I'll go alien just so I can get the hell away from you fuckers and your MS and your fucking...
What if you come from a race of people who only have MS?
Oh my God.
That's their normal. your superpower is that you have
is giving people MS.
No. You have sensation in like your hands. You're not tired throughout the day. You can work a full 8 hours. It was just like, wow, look at this hero go. He can run.
Oh, God. I can be Captain Average. Jesus.
Oh, my God. He can get through the day without needing to take an ibuprofen. All right, sorry. So you want to be...
No, let's run with this. This is actually turning into a really good comic book.
Okay.
The Retard League of Australia.
So you want to be an alien... You want to be an alien, and because you're the last surviving member of your race of the MS people
yes.
who've all died out, but because of your freak mutation, you don't have the MS.
Exactly.
What is your power?
Not having MS.
So if we have any listeners who do in fact have MS,
so sorry.
we apologise.
We are so sorry.
I will donate $5
if it makes you guys
charity.
feel any better. I actually am in a high probability of having MS. So it's kind of like, you know how black people can joke about black jokes? I can make MS jokes.
So that actually puts you in a whole new league. You can do jokes about MS, being a pale ranger, being a midget.
I've got nerve damage. All I need is a week's gym membership now, and I'm on the street.
Wait, you need 300 grand. That was your...
Fuck.
Yeah,
there's always a catch.
I'll give you $5. How about that? Startup capital.
Yeah, startup capital. That's enough to buy a pair of gloves off of eBay. No. 2 gloves. Fuck you, Grant Gustin.
Second-hand Lycra suit off of...
I'm just going to get a used pair and just put them on the other way.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. So you're an alien without MS, and you crash land on Earth. Where do you crash land? Are you coming to Earth or not? Are you cosmic-based?
Cosmic-based.
Okay, so...
You look really weird without your glasses, man. Put them on. You're freaking me out a little bit.
What brings you? Why are you in a comic book? Because so far you're just alien dude sitting on a rock alone, being all like, man, I wish I had MS and was dead like everybody else. This is fucking boring. I've played solitaire so many times. I've lost one of the aces. This is bollocks.
It's a really short comic book. You know, it's just Captain Average. That's all it is. Captain Fine Motor Skills. There you go. Fine motor skills. That is my superpower. The ability to walk in a straight line for 50 meters without falling over.
So you're the superhero designated driver because even when you're drunk and they do the field sobriety, you pass it.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, jeez.
There is no flaw in my plan, and I don't need 300 grand startup capital, so I can give that to you.
So make sure. So I'm gonna recap our comics. So we've got my comic, which is about a dude who acquires the ability to become super intelligent and then goes away to study. We gets $300,000 from the Terry O'Neill Hero Trust Fund.
Yes.
Then goes away.
Yes.
Studies long-range weapons, builds the mega long-range weapon, and never leaves his house. It's basically my dream where I don't ever have to leave my house anyway.
See, the thing is, 300 grand isn't going to get you too far, so you have like half of a missile built or a half of
Don't need a missile, man. I'm not telling you. Look, if I tell you my plans, you know how to defeat it.
Is that what it is?
With lasers attached to their heads. No, I'm not going to tell you what my plan is because then, look, it's none of your concern. You're not trained in long-range weapons.
I still need my money back from my investment.
You wouldn't. You didn't say I had to pay it back.
It's an investment.
You didn't. No, you said it was startup capital. You didn't say I had to pay it back.
Startup capital.
Oh, fine. Evidently I'm a charity for people.
Fine, I'll start a Kickstarter.
Fundmyjob.com.
Anyway, so I start my Kickstarter. I become a hero. I build my long-range weapon, and I save the world. That's my comic book. Now, Braden's comic book. He wakes up, decides he wants to be a hero, goes to the Terry O'Neill Hero Trust Fund, gets his $300,000, goes to the doctor from 1989 Batman.
Yes.
Says to him, give me a bit of MS. Cuts open his brain, gives him, plays around, maybe puts one of those egg beaters in there, whisks it up a little bit.
With his fingers in there, it's just moulding it like bread dough.
You know, cuts a couple of things, like, can you speak French anymore? He's like, I couldn't speak French to begin with. He's like, excellent, I haven't done any damage. Puts the skull back on. Braden hits the gym for a week, then goes out in the streets, starts taking down thugs. That's a comic book. They can keep going.
Yeah.
Your comic book, you're the last bloke sitting on a planet somewhere. You have fine motor skills, which you're doing your jack shit because there's no electricity, there's no nothing. It's just a ghost town that you're sitting on. That's your comic book.
I mean, come on.
Just page after so to make sure I got this right, every page is just spanky, 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 splooge.
Yes.
Then there's like a dark panel. Then 20 minutes later, spanky, 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 splooge.
Yeah, totally.
Wow, what a great comic book.
And?
That's.
I've seen worse. I saw Pizza Man. I read Pizza Man.
So to just make sure I've got this right, you had an option. You had the
Actually,
option.
change of venue.
Yeah? What's the change of venue to?
Not change of venue, I should say change of power.
Oh, what to?
Destroy J-Law. Either that or do her a massive favour and give her acting skills that can carry a full-length movie.
What if you come down as an alien? But
I am actually J-Law.
Hear me out. No, hear me out. Okay. Come down. You come down as an alien.
Yes.
Okay, and you've got to find a way to disguise yourself in amongst people. Mm-hmm. What if your alien disguise power is you become J-Law's gaping vagina?
Do I have power over the
smell? Sure.
Smell, the viscosity.
Sure, you can even have power over how much hair is on it if you want. It's fine.
How much air it will hold. So when she's on the red carpet, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, sure.
That sounds like a damn good deal. I'll do that.
And then in your off time, when you decide to fight crime, because you're obviously Earth-based now. In your off time, when you decide to fight crime, you do it with your fine motor skills, like helping people helping Braden when he's trying to put keys into the car door or something, and he can't do it because his hands are fucked. It's just like Terry, I need to get to the doctors. This MS is wearing off, and so you've got to come down and open the car for him.
Oh, God. And as I leave, it can be a massive sound.
Maybe that's how you can prepare yourself with queef power. You fly with the power of queef.
That's it. Oh, God. Good times.
Well, I hope that's answered that question for both the president and for everybody else satisfactorily.
Who's meant to be the massive J-Law fan? Mr. CrossFit?
Yeah, well, that's actually...
we haven't heard anything.
No, I was going to bring him up at the end of the show and send out a congrats, but I'll do it now. The reason we haven't heard anything is because big congratulations to him. Mr. CrossFit has just entered his boot camp. His 2-week boot camp.
Excellent.
He will be joining the Army Reserve.
Fantastic.
So
well
congratulations to him. I've known Mr. CrossFit since we were 5 years. Since I was 5, he was 4.
So since he was Mr. CrossFat.
Since he was Mr. Cross Kid.
Oh, okay.
Back in those days. So I've known him for quite a while, and I've known for probably as far back as 8 or 9.
Okay.
He's talked about doing this, so
cool. Very cool.
Legit big props to you, dude, for not only you've dropped your weight, you've hit your CrossFit, you've salmon ladder like a pro, and now you're following your dreams as well.
So in other words, when he hears back the last 2 episodes of me ripping into J-Law and a vagina, there'll be hate coming.
Well, now you've also got to worry because on top of the CrossFit beam, he's got access to weaponry.
It's fine.
No, he's got that 2 week. See, he's got a week extra on Braden now.
Oh.
So his training's 2 weeks.
But
You were fucking dead.
Does he have MS though?
No.
Then I'm
But he's
fine.
got CrossFit strength.
Then I'm fine. MS is my only weakness. It's my kryptonite. In fact, that probably goes for most people.
No, MS isn't my kryptonite. I don't let MS define me, bitch. Power to the people. And if anybody else out there has MS, you're my man. You're my honorary man. Even if you're a woman, you're my honorary man. You just happen to have ovaries. And hopefully not a J-Lo vagina. If you do, though, don't worry. Occasionally, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, is my vagina missing? It's not. It's just gone off to save the world. It's gone off to help its friend with MS that can't get into his car.
We need to start a movement. Hashtag JLaw's Vag.
Well, I did talk to you guys about this during the week. We haven't talked about it on the show, but I think I did come up with a name for our collective.
Yeah.
For the collective of Red Thunder, Honey Badger, and the Dad Knight. And I think it works very well. I think I've decided. Here's our name, fellas. You ready?
Yeah.
We are the Just Us League.
Oh my good lord, it's fantastic. I'm actually legitimate. That is fantastic.
That's good, isn't it?
Yep. We have to have our silhouettes somewhere.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh,
Coming
God.
soon.
I'm actually a little
It's
worried.
not coming as quickly as you did during the film we watched today, but it's coming soon.
No, that was probably a world record. That was a record.
So her ass is the opposite of J-Law's vagina?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, this is just
But
I
it
just
has
wanna make
been
sure we got this
it
right.
has been 13 years though.
Oh, so her ass might be different now.
12 years.
Was that a vag fart or just a general?
That was the general sagging motion of an ass hitting the ground.
Oh, I see. That's kind of ironic because that's the same noise that comes out of an ass. And it's not normally when it hits the ground, normally when it splits apart. Oh, there's a difference?
There you go.
Okay, cool. Can you give me the vag fart now? Well, on that note, I think it's about time we wrap things up here from the Batcave for another week. Anybody else? Before we do that, though, I guess I should ask, have either of you got any parting notes you'd like to give out?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think we've. Yeah, we.
You've
I think
had your queefs, Phil.
I think we've offended a large cross section of people today, and I think that's a job well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good job.
I think so too. So, yay for Batcaves everywhere. For those of you that are still listening and haven't destroyed the audio devices and deleted the links, we thank you here from the Batcave. Please join us again next time. We'd love to hear feedback. We'd love to hear questions. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, and you can subscribe to us on Stitcher,
Yes.
which is the Android iTunes.
Yay.
I don't know anymore. I have an iPhone. I had an Android for like 6 months, and it was the worst time of my life. And now I have my iPhone 6, and it's lovely.
No.
But could that be my power? Could I be man who has many iPhone apps? Because then I could just have
App man.
iPhone apps that I just be like,
App man.
Just be
Yeah.
like, oh my god, app man, that building's on fire. Just a minute, let me get out my fire department app.
Hose protrudes from your
Wait,
ass.
I've got no Wi-Fi signal.
Hang on. Just hang on. All right, they're on the way. Job well done by app man. That was me going back to being J-Law's vagina.
No, is it?
Jesus. All right. Well, on the farty sounds of J-Law's vagina, I've been Red Thunder Adam Gerard, and joining me as always, we've had Honey Badger Terry O'Neill
See you later, guys.
and the Dad Knight Braden Ahern,
See ya.
with special note passing by President Adriana Allman. That wraps it up this week. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us next week. We're not going to tell you what it's going to be. You're going to have to tune in to find out exactly where we're going with our film series next. But otherwise, join us next week when we'll be discussing Gotham, Arrow, and Flash. They're all back. That's right. You get to hear all the talk again.
Thank God.
So here we go. And until then, gentlemen, thank you as always. And Mr. CrossFit, congratulations. And truly, my friend, well done.
Rat-a-tat-tat, man, Batman, twisting them all. Always on point when the commissioner call fit the fly. When the bat signal lit, the sky move meticulous. Stay in the shadow, mystify. King Crusaders got the regulators, erasing the haters, making it safer for the neighbors. The Joker still up to his same old tricks, and Catwoman still just the same old chick.
This has been a Cabana production.
And that's it. Oh, that was fucking ridiculous.
That was a lot of fun. I actually worked up a sweat laughing.